It goes all the way back to ancient Nubia. All right. That while they had it, they prospered exceedingly. Talking about the history of the Bible. And the reason why I'm bringing this up also is because there was a European, Charles Thompson, who was the Secretary of Congress from 1774 to 1786. And he translated for the first time the original Septuagint, which is the Old Testament, right here in Philadelphia. And that translation that he has is completely different from your King James Version. There are specific verses that are missing. And he also knew that this lineage of people that he was translating the text about and that he had been initiated into, right in Delaware, were giving him information about a particular group of people who were here, who are being talked about by Mr. Elias Boudinot, the third president under the Articles of Confederation. So I'm trying to give you some context. That while they had it, they prospered exceedingly, but that the white people bought it from them and learned many things from it, while the natives lost their credit. Now, when did that happen? Now, Charles Thompson, a white boy from Ireland, the Secretary of Congress from 1774 to 1786 under the Articles of Association and under the Articles of Confederation, was the secretary for the Lenape. They initiated him and gave him a name. And I want to read that for you. One example of the legacy his interest in Native America left us in ancient documents. Years after the American Revolution, Benjamin Rush asked Thompson to write a history of the American Revolution, but Thompson declined, saying this. Listen to this. "I will not, for I shall contradict all histories of the great events of the Revolution." Now, this is the man who was the Secretary of Congress saying, if I write down what I know, I'm going to contradict everything that y'all got. "And show by my account of men, motives, and measures that we are wholly indebted to Providence for its successful issue." Which means that this got to be an act of God for allow for us to begin to change these histories this quick and make the changes that we're making. "Let the world admire the supposed wisdom and valor of our great men. Perhaps they may adopt the qualities that have been ascribed to them, and thus good be done. I shall not undeceive future generations." So this is him in the book Autobiography of Benjamin Rush, page 155 by George Corner, C-O-R-N-E-R. Okay, so basically what this man is saying, first of all, he was amongst these people. They gave him a name. They initiated him. He took their Bible, translated it from Hebrew and Greek into English, and made it the first translation of the Septuagint in America. Okay? And he also said that he's not going to write down anything because he knew that these people were switching these histories up. Now, this man is also the designer of the seals of government. On the money. Now, if you go to your Department of State website, they give the whole history of him designing these seals. The seals came in 1782. But notice that the United States government only uses this little seal with the eagle on it. Congress has passed resolutions up to 4 times to have the die cut for this seal, but they never did it until it was put on the $1 bill, Series A $1 bill in 1935. First time in American history. Now, what does that mean, brother? What are you telling me about, brother? Why is all the symbolism on the money anyway? What does it mean? Why would a country need 2 seals? And what is being communicated to you that we have not picked up?
The nature of the Great Seal is so mysterious that some believe that it came from a supernatural force. An account recorded by Dr. Robert Hieronymus in his book, Founding Fathers, Secret Societies, says that the Great Seal was given to Thomas Jefferson by a mysterious cloaked figure. The account reads that Jefferson told a strange story. A man approached him wearing a black cloak that practically covered him, face and all, and told him that he, the strange visitor, knew they were trying to devise a seal, and that he had a design which was appropriate and meaningful.
Jefferson, of course, looked at it, according to this story, and said, "This is it. This is it." He knew it was it, and it was right. So he supposedly came running back into whatever, whether it was a tent or whatever it was, and he showed it to other individuals, and he told them about, they met this person outside. Of course, they went outside to go to find the guy, and he's gone. So supposedly we'll never find out who designed the Great Seal of the United States.
While Dr. Hieronymus admits that he is skeptical about such stories, there are others who claim to believe them to this day. Perhaps it has something to do with John Adams, who was on the first seal committee with Thomas Jefferson. According to the written account, John Adams was there when this bizarre event took place. Oddly enough, the Adams Memorial in Washington, D.C. is adorned with this mysterious cloaked figure. Perhaps it's just a coincidence.
The American $1 bill is full of magical symbolism. Many people know about the magical significance of the design of the Great Seal of the United States, yet they only know half the truth. We have been told that the seal of the United States is merely a coat of arms, or what is called a layman in magic. It is true that the Great Seal is a layman or coat of arms that represents uniting the original 13 colonies into one country. Yet it is more than just a layman. The coat of arms is only half the story, albeit the only story you know. Let's look at the major magical symbolism found on the $1 bill. Looking at the obverse or front side of the $1 bill, our eyes land directly on the image of George Washington, and we are immediately reminded of his Masonic heritage. George is framed by the Greek letter omega. The omega on the $1 bill is a direct reference to God. Omega is the end of an old way of life for the start of a new, better way. On the square on the Treasury Department seal, there are 13 pentagram stars. The most frequently used symbolic reference found on the $1 bill is to the number 13. Through the Hebrew system of gematria, letters are broken down into numbers. The words love and unity both equate to the number 13. Found on the reverse or back side of the $1 bill is a wealth of highly significant magical symbolism used in Western Kabbalistic ceremonial magic. On the center of the bill is the only English phrase used on the reverse side. It reads, "In God we trust." "In God we trust" came from a hymn or invocation to the American people by Aleister Crowley. It is an invocation to manifest the new aeon or age and drive America and the world into independence. The real magic takes place on the Great Seal of the United States. On the obverse side...
Let's read it, because it's based on the flag. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said a black man from the South designed the flag. The original flag, 13 stars in a circle, 13 red and white stripes, red, white, and blue, which are the code colors for masonry, the 3 degrees of masonry. White being the first, red being the second, blue being the master mason. All right. When we showed you the slides, we talked about Sirius. Now, Sirius is a star system that's at the center of the universe. We have known this amongst our people for long time periods. The Dogon talk about it. The Egyptians, our ancestors, based the calendar on Sirius because they knew the cosmology, the structure of the universe. Okay, but let's check this out. The significance of Sirius and ancient traditions surrounding government plays an important role in the establishment of the government of the United States of America and in our own establishment of our government that is materializing. The only reason that the people who rule unjustly have been able to rule unjustly is that they were dealing with a superior wisdom or supreme deception. It is the initiation of that wisdom that will free us. Okay, listen to this. From a book called Know Your America, a suggested course in Americanism prepared and distributed by the American Legion, the context and meaning of the establishment and design of the American flag is given. It states, quote, question 1. By what authority was our national flag established? Answer, authorized by Continental Congress. Now, who did they tell you designed the flag? Betsy Ross sold it. Who designed it? Did they say?
There are 13 stars above the eagle's head, 13 stripes in the shield, 13 leaves on the olive branch, 13 arrows in the eagle's talon, and then 13 letters in the phrase E pluribus unum, which makes for 2 points on either side of the eagle's head, for the 6 points total of the hexagram.
Now, on July 4th, 1776, John Hancock and Charles Thompson were the ones who signed the Declaration of Independence, not Thomas Jefferson. They put their signatures on it. Now remember, John Hancock and Charles Thompson were the ones who got initiated into the Nanticoke, or the Lenape.
Furthermore, the 13 pentagram stars are united into one hexagram star, symbolizing unity of man or woman with the universe, the unity of the macrocosm and the microcosm. As above, so below. As below, so above. A pentagram represents the microcosm, which is related to a human. A hexagram represents the universe. When a hexagram is superimposed over the pyramid, the letters A, S, M, O, and N are connected. Looking at the reverse of the seal, we are again bombarded with 13. There are 13 letters in the phrase Annuit Coeptis, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps in the pyramid. The truncated pyramid with a capstone floating above is also a symbolic merging of the microcosm and the macrocosm. The base of the pyramid represents the microcosm, or human, and the eye in the capstone represents the macrocosm, or universe.
Let me find it. Hold on one second, brother. Let's go here first. All right, let's start there. Now you see that seal all the time. New World Order, Novus Ordo Seclorum. Annuit Coeptis. May God favor my undertaking. And then you see this eye. What eye is that? That is called the Eye of Heru. Okay? In the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, it was represented by the letter R, which we call Re. Sun, Re, etc. And Re, or the eye of Re, represented what? God. Or at least the power of God. And this seal was designed by Charles Thompson after he was initiated amongst the Nanticoke Moors in 1782. This is what he got from them.
The same eye is found on statues of Buddha as his third eye. This is the Eye of Horus, the all-seeing celestial eye. The pyramid is a representation of a person sitting in meditation. The capstone or keystone represents the brain. A capstone united with the truncated pyramid to make a complete pyramid represents uniting with one's pineal gland.
And of course, many of the people who are into the New Age are into astral projection and in contact with these spirit beings. And there really are spirit beings out there. They refer to them as the Masters of Wisdom, or the Great White Brotherhood, or the Enlightened Ones. And they believe that they are guiding society. These are actually demonic forces and demonic beings. And of course, they can materialize and disappear. The average individual says, oh, that can't be true. And yet it is true. And when you talk to the people who are dealing with this, they come in contact with this many times. They have accessed this other dimension, which is truly a demonic dimension.